What up, YouTube? Once again, here with the drifter. I would call this the first issue, like actual issue that I ran into with this car. So the other day, like 2-3 days ago, I did a oil change on it, and I was letting the car idle, normal, and I noticed that the fans just didn't kick on. It didn't overheat or anything, thankfully. I noticed. Um, So I started looking into it, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on? Why are my fans going on? So I do have an override button right here, and that should work even if the car is off and nothing happens. So this is just an override button that I installed back when I built this car, and as you can see, like I said, nothing is happening. Yeah, let's figure this out. I think honestly I'm just gonna most likely rewire the whole system, for the fans, that is, just because, like I said, when I did this, I basically just wired this up temporarily. I know that I can make it so they turn on with the ECU, but I'm just gonna have them separate and turn on with their own sensor. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Hopefully the fans are fine. I hope they're not like burn or something. So let's figure this out. One quick thing I like to mention is I did wire up this whole car by myself. I do not have any experience. I made the engine harness out of literally nothing. So yeah, my wiring might not be the best, but let's take a look. So I basically installed both of the fuse boxes, basically where the airbag will go. This is all the fuses for like engine stuff, ignition. As you can see, all of these are still kind of like, let's call it temporary. This is all the main fuses. Since the fans are on its own system, the fuse for that is actually not over here, I just remember. So let's take a look and see where I put it. Well guys, I found the problem. After digging and trying to figure out what I did months ago. Yeah, so like I said, this was supposed to only be a temporary solution to get the fans to work, but I ended up leaving it longer than I should have. And this is what happened. So the actual fuse, I mean, I already kind of took it out. Look at this shit. So the fuse itself, it didn't pop. Like, it looks like it's still connected in the middle, but the actual casing like melted. I know exactly why this happened, and honestly, I shouldn't have done what I did. This probably could have been really bad. So there's dual fans, as you know, and this is only a 30 amp fuse. I don't even know where it went, but that was only a 30 amp fuse. Definitely not enough amps. So yeah, that is on me. We'll be fixing that. I'm gonna be doing the whole fan system. So yeah. All right. So this is the kit that I have. I bought this months ago. Like I said, this was supposed to be the permanent solution to this fan issue that I was having at the beginning when I built this car. I just didn't know how to get everything working. So I bought this kit. Like I said, months ago. You basically add this to the upper radiator hose. You get a sensor, one of these sensors is going to be working, one per each fan. So we're going to be installing that today. I have no idea how this goes, honestly. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm going to try to figure that out. So I don't even think this came with a wiring diagram, so I'm gonna look it up online and see exactly how this goes. But yeah, it's gonna require me to drain some of the coolant because I need to unhook the upper radiator hose to be able to install this piece. So yeah, basically because this, at least for my setup, I don't have a good way of putting the sensor for the fans to turn on. I heard people put them on the radiator and stuff. I do have a port for it on the radiator, but Also, people say put it on the hose. Not really sure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be basically putting this in between right here, and that's gonna give me, like I said, the two sensors. And once these reach the temperature, they will kick the fans on. But yeah, I am going to be draining some of the coolant, so I'm able to disconnect that, and hopefully I don't make a huge mess when I do this. So let's see how it goes. All right, so after draining the coolant just enough so I'm able to remove the upper hose and not make a mess. I mean, I still made a mess because whenever you mess with coolant, I mean, you always do, but whatever. So here's the upper hose for the radiator. Basically what I need to do now, I kind of already like marked it, but I just need to make sure this is basically gonna go something like that. The trunk is gonna be my new workbench. All right, let's see if I can cut this as straight as possible. Not too shabby. All right, let's see how it fits together. All right, guys, so this was extremely difficult to get in. I had to spray some silicone on it to kind of help me. But yeah, I think I got it. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and put the two clamps on both sides, tie in it, and then hopefully it doesn't leak. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen with this, but only one way to know, right? All right, so this is what we got going on. I took the sensors off to kind of help me put the hoses, but that's what we got. Let's test it out and let's hope it doesn't leak. All right, so this was a little bit more involved than I thought. I had to loosen the top of the radiator, so I'm able to like move it back and forth. Since this is not that flexible anymore. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. I hope, pray to God that it doesn't leak. So yeah, that was basically the easiest part of the whole process. Now it gets to the tedious stuff where I had to basically rewire the fans and stuff. But hey, this is out of the way, and I don't think I have to mess with coolant anymore. Just top it off, but that's not a big deal. But yeah, let's get into the whole wiring. It is now the next day. It got way too late last night when I was trying to figure out the whole wiring situation. Since the kit for the fans relay did not come with a diagram, so I had to look it up online. I found this forum from like years ago. Someone posted a picture of it, and I basically follow that. It is like 100 degrees outside today. This car is all black interior, is sitting in the sun, so it is hot as shit in here right now. But hey, you know, we gotta get this done. I really want to drive this car again, and without fans I can't go anywhere. So let me see if I can make a little bit more progress, and I'll show you guys where I'm at. That's what I got going on. So this is gonna go to those sensors that I put on the upper radiator hose, and then right here, these ones will be the fans. So each one of these is a positive. So I have to extend those wires, of course, because they won't reach. So I'll be doing that next. All right, guys. So I'm getting to the end of this. This is what the upper radiator hose looks like now. I had to add a ground to this housing because since this is not touching the engine block, these sensors need to have a ground on them. So I just added like a cable that's going straight to the block. I already wired everything up on the engine bay. Now it's time to move on to the inside of the car. I have to add a fuse, and hopefully I put, I already put coolant in it, and hopefully it just doesn't leak once it builds pressure. So yeah, let's see what happens. All right, guys, so I'm letting the car idle right now. Let me get on the other side. So as you can see, it's idling right now. I don't see any leaks, so that's good. Now let's check over here. Temperature is going up. One thing that I would like to point out, the RPM on the cluster doesn't work, or the speedometer, but I have it over here. I just have separate gauges for it, because I just don't know how to adapt the whole car or this engine to the original cluster. I'm sure I can figure it out, but the only thing that works right now is the temperature. So that's the only thing that's somewhat accurate. So yeah, I'm just gonna pay attention to it, make sure the fans come on, and hopefully I did this right. All right, so I don't know if you guys can hear it, but fans indeed come on. The car is holding temperature just fine. Yeah, this was a long process, but hey, we got it done. Sheesh. Hell yeah. All right, now it's time to take this thing on a test drive and see how it does. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah,